showers you paint our lives, oh Jah. With songs you color our skies, oh yeah. Eagle society, jaguar warrior. Only through your eye we live on this earth.
This project of the Aztec Mayan was important to me because I was raised with a lot of Mexicans in Los Angeles, and I still continue to have a lot of Mexican friends. And I know that they deal also with identity issues. Identity has always been one of the things that I have struggled with throughout my life. I was basically like one of the only white kids in elementary school and middle school. So there was always that, based off of, skin color, there was like a difference between, let's say, the Mexican kids or the, Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, going down to, some of the South American countries like Peru, Ecuador. And it was just kind of like, just didn't quite always see each other in the same cultural, let's say, commonalities. You would think that, people are Hispanic, and so they all seem to be the same. But we're not the same, Isn't the same thing that someone from the US and someone from the UK and someone from Australia, even though they all speak English, they're not all see things the same way. Their cultural commonalities are actually quite different, even though language unites them. When I speak Spanish to people, they'll answer back to me in the broken English. And why? Because just based off of skin color, we make these walls, and we make these boxes, these labels. And that was always just very interesting to me. Trying to find that sense of, okay, we speak the same language, but you don't see me as a part of you, just simply because someone else might have, national pride of being from some part of the world, or they end up using race. I'm brown, I'm black, and and white people do it too.
Sadness will come down on earth, and Jah will feel our pain. We are our ancestors, we are humanity. My brother, my sister, my friend.
When I finally moved here to Oregon when I was 14, skin color-wise, I looked the same as everybody else. But then as soon as they say, well, what's your name? Well, my name is Pedro. Obviously, it didn't take very much to kind of say, oh, well, you're not really from the U.S. And I'm not. For me, it was like for the first time ever, I was experiencing what rock music was. What's skateboarding and snowboarding, and it was just a completely different world than from LA. That was so interesting to me, where now, even though I kind of fit in more, culturally, I was actually more displaced now. It was a completely different way of seeing things. And that's one of the things that we have to come to grips with. that race doesn't always unite us. You know, even in the sense of nationality. I was born in Cuba. But if I went to Cuba right now, even though I have family there and everything, they would probably say, "Hey, you're not a Cuban, man." You know, in a very real way. Like, I left when I was 5 months old. So yes, even though my birth certificate is from Cuba, I'm not really from Cuba. My way of seeing things are not. Even though I still feel some type of primal connection to the land, and there's this sense of belonging that I was born there. But my mind very quickly says, yeah, but you're not exactly from here.
Rise up with the colors of the rainbow. Rise up, rise up, rise up with the cloud of tobacco smoke. Rise up, rise up, rise up with the colors of the rainbow. Rise up, rise up, rise up with the cloud of tobacco smoke. Rise up, rise up.
When I was living in Hawaii, there was a time where I lost all my documents. I was trying to replace my identification, and the state of Hawaii would not give me some ID because since I had lost all my documents, I had no way of proving that I was actually from the US. So the only thing I really had was a copy of my birth certificate that my family had mailed to me. That's when I realized, even though I'm a US citizen, as soon as I lose my documents, it is so much harder for me to get proper identification to that I am from the US. And so it was like, I guess it was a realization of, wow, I'm not completely from the US either, even though I'm a US citizen. And that's when I started realizing that even at a nationality level, I was displaced, you know? I'm neither Cuban nor I'm neither from the US, not completely. You know, even later, like as I grew up in my life religiously, I grew up Christian, but then I came to the point where my perspectives on life changed and evolved, and the way that I see Christianity is not necessarily the same way that I grew up in. And if you would talk to a Christian that talked to me, they would probably say, "Oh, Pedro's not really Christian." And if I talked to a non-Christian that talked to me, then they would say, "Oh, Pedro's too much of a Christian." And in reality, I don't really see myself as a Christian, but we are so wanting to put each other in these boxes that we build walls based off of religion too, you know. My solution to it all was to rise above my label of whatever religion I was from, because that didn't make sense to me, to rise above my labels of nationality and of race. The only option that really made sense to me was to see myself as a world citizen.
Rise up and beat your drum. Stand up in unity. Over you, 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 over you. Sadness will come down on earth and Jah will feel our pain. We are our ancestors, we are humanity. My brother, my sister, my friend, my lovers, my children, my family, my world, my tribe.